Hey yo, what's up everybody? It's Zane JJ. Today we're coming back a video basically talking about self-staking or cloud service staking for Ethereum and of course for all of the blockchain that provides staking. So in this video itself, we're gonna cover the pros and cons of self-staking, basically home staking or using a cloud service staking. So before we jump into the content itself, this is not financial advice video asking you to do a Ethereum staking to generate passive income. Instead, this is just an educational video to basically enhance your knowledge about this self-staking and of course what type of services there is out there for you to basically select. And of course, if you have not subscribed to the channel, kindly hit the subscribe button, turn on post notification and leave a thumbs up to this video. Do check out my Patreon, which is linked down below. And of course, if you can basically do me a good favor, is basically by smashing the like button. So we're gonna jump into the topic itself, talking about this Ethereum staking. So if let's say you are new to the channel, I have done a playlist basically talking about this Ethereum staking and of course tips and tricks. If you want to know more about it, click on top, it's gonna pop up above. As of today itself, we can see there's around like 17 million worth of Ethereum being staked, and of course there's around 500,000 over worth of validators. Then the APR for staking Ethereum itself is 4.5, but this over here is just telling you the average of everybody's income. But over here there's the fact in Ethereum staking itself. If let's say you are one of the lucky validator that managed to propose one single block itself, you are able to basically generate absorb all of these blocks reward. Therefore, I would say, let's say there's a transaction fee of total, maybe let's say there's 5 Ethereum worth of fee that is in the single block itself, you may absorb up 4.5 or even like 4 of this Ethereum that is in this single block. Therefore, the APR itself really differs if let's say you are a super lucky validator to basically clear a block itself. So it might interest you itself on what is Ethereum staking. So we're gonna dive into this type, what is the type of Ethereum staking available in the current market. So over here for Ethereum staking itself, you might be thinking that, okay, so I heard about Ethereum staking, but there is a 32 Ethereum barrel itself. But for this video itself, I would say it's more focused on this 32 Ethereum that if let's say you have it, you want to basically stake it, self-staking, cloud staking, pool staking, or even the exchange staking. So we're gonna dive into this itself. So what are the types of Ethereum staking itself? We're gonna dive into it later. So staking itself is an act of depositing 32 Ethereum itself is like a collateral for you to have a skin in the game or the network itself, so you can validate blocks, and after that from there you can do transactions, and after that from there you can generate passive income. So why do we want to stake your Ethereum itself? You can earn rewards. Number one itself, this is the goal of everybody's looking to basically stake their Ethereum, and after that from there there's a better security for the whole network of Ethereum itself, and after that there is more sustainability. So previously itself, Ethereum was using like the GPU mining, and after that it's a proof of work, therefore there's a lot of energy consumption, and after that there's a lot of saying that Ethereum itself is destroying the earth and stuff like this. But if you compare with the banking system itself, the banking system use more electricity than crypto mining. Therefore, we're not going to debate it. And after that, we're going to scroll down itself. How do you stake your Ethereum itself? So if let's say you do not have 32 Ethereum, you might be looking at this type of services like pool staking or the centralized exchange staking. But to be honest, if let's say you are using centralized exchange staking itself, maybe you stake 1, 2, or even 10 Ethereum itself, it does not really have much impact itself on the network itself. Basically, you are providing your funds towards the exchange to do the staking on your behalf, and of course from there they will take a large amount of fees from you, and after that from there is somehow, I would say, it's hidden. They do not really outright tell you that, oh, we're going to charge you a 10% fee or whatsoever. It is all hidden. You are just going to see how much reward you're going to receive based on how much you stake. And of course for pool staking itself is similar. Instead of using the exchange like Binance, KuCoin, or Huobi, or whatever exchange out there, they are providing this staking service for Ethereum. Instead, you might want to go for the pool staking like Stakewise or Stakefish or whatsoever ecosystem out there, basically asking you to pool your staking. And after that from there, what I mean by pooling itself, if you do not have 32 itself, you might have like maybe 1, 2, or even 10 Ethereum. You can sign up on the website, and after that from there you can do like your pool staking. Basically everybody's going to chip into the one validator, and of course when there is 32 validator itself, 32 Ethereum for one validator, they are going to make one whole validator, and after that from there staking on the network, and of course the rewards itself will be distributed to everybody based on the amount that you stake. And of course, if let's say you have 32 Ethereum itself, you might be thinking that, alright, so I'm gonna either choose the solo home staking or staking as a service. So what do they mean by staking as a service? It's simple. Basically, you're gonna run the nodes itself on like Amazon Web Service, and after that other cloud provider. Basically you're running it on the cloud itself. It is not really impactful, to be honest, and of course you do not have like full control, full rewards, and of course trustless system. Instead, for cloud staking itself is for those who do not have much time. But to be honest, if let's say I'm going to tell you that why solo staking itself is almost the same as the staking as a service itself, it is almost the same. And after that, from there, I would say that it is better to just do the solo home staking itself, because you are gonna get your full rewards, and after that you have full control of the nodes instead of sending your signature keys towards the staking service. And we're gonna dive into it. Why do you want to do solo staking? So we're gonna basically go through the risk itself. So for the left side itself is solo staking, then staking as a service, then pool staking. But we're not gonna talk about the pool staking. Instead, we're gonna just only talk about solo staking and staking as a service. Basically, staking as a service is staking on the cloud itself, like Amazon Web Services and stuff like this. So we scroll down itself, we're gonna basically talk about the risk first, then the reward. So over here, the risk itself, your ETH is at stake. Basically, you are the risk itself, you are doing home staking itself, your Ethereum is at risk definitely, because you are the one managing the security and everything itself. So over here, there's gonna be penalty which costs Ethereum for going offline. So if let's say suddenly you have an internet outbreak, or let's say you have a blackout itself, your nodes itself will go down, then it will lose Ethereum. I would say that Ethereum they're gonna lose is very little. Honestly, for a downtime of 1 or 2 days itself is fine. And after that, from here, the malicious behavior can result to slashing. And of course, when a slashing happens, you are gonna basically lose a large amount of Ethereum. For example, 1 Ethereum, if let's say you do a double signature, what do I mean by double signature? Is basically having 2 devices running the Ethereum validator itself, instead of basically the private keys itself is being plugged into 2 validators, and after that, from there, both of them sign together, and after that, it will get flagged and of course get slashed. So for the risk of this staking as service itself, staking on the cloud itself, basically there's some risk as solo staking plus counterparty risk to the service provider. So over here, you have to trust the service provider, your cloud services out there, to basically do 100% uptime, and after that, from there, do not have like malicious backup. And of course, we know that the cloud services out there, they might do backup from time to time. Then if let's say they manage to do a backup, and after that somehow they got hacked, and after that eventually there's multiple backup being run at the same time, you will of course encounter the risk of this malicious behavior. Then of course over here they can use your keys, your signing keys itself, and after that, from there, they can behave maliciously. Basically, they can do whatever they want because your signing keys is entrusted to them. Therefore, for Ethereum staking itself, you will generate a key store file and stuff like this, and of course, you're gonna plug it in to the cloud itself to run this validator. So over here, you might be thinking, okay, so what is the reward? So over here, for staking on the cloud itself, usually it's gonna involve a full protocol rewards itself minus the monthly fee for nodes operator. So for nodes operating for Ethereum's stake itself, I would say it's gonna cost you quite a lot of money. I would say ranging from maybe $30 or maybe from $20 all the way to $70, depending on where you run the services, because Ethereum staking itself require a huge, I would say, resource on your computer itself. You will need like maybe 12 cores of processors. Then after that, 32 or even 64 gig of RAM. And of course, you will need the SSD or NVMe itself, the storage. You will need like maybe from 1 terabyte all the way to 4 terabyte, depending on how future proof you want to go. And after that, over here, you can see the dashboard often is available to easily track your validator client. So for solo staking itself, maximum reward, because you are already owning the hardware, and after that, from there, you will get the maximum reward without paying a monthly fee for the subscription. And of course, if let's say you are doing staking on the cloud itself, you forget to pay a monthly subscription, you will go down offline, they're gonna delete away your virtual machine. If let's say you are using the cloud services and you forget to do the payment, or your payment get voided or something like that, so over here you will get reward for batch transactioning into a new block, and after that, from there, checking the network or other validator to basically keep the chain secure. Of course, over here you will also receive the unburned transaction fee for your block proposed. I already mentioned in the start of the video. For staking Ethereum itself, the 4.5% itself that they claim to basically offer is just an average of everybody. But if let's say you are lucky if validator itself managed to do a proposal itself, you are going to keep all of the Ethereum. And after that, from there, if let's say you use the staking as a service itself or cloud service itself, they might not give you this reward itself. Therefore, you might be thinking that, okay, so what should you do? So for running your staking services on the cloud itself, it is somehow bad for the whole ecosystem, and I'm going to explain to you why. And of course, solo staking itself is far more simpler than running on the cloud itself if you want to know more. So over here for this article itself, 3 cloud providers basically providing for over 2/3 of Ethereum nodes itself. This is the data that basically Cointelegraph done. So here we scroll down itself, the majority of this active Ethereum staking itself is 4,653 active Ethereum nodes that is basically hand on centralized web and providers like Amazon Web Services. Then after that, over here, there's much more Over here, you can see that there's other cloud services that is basically offering the Ethereum staking. So over here, you can see that other services they are providing like Ethereum staking, but majority of the stakers itself is on Amazon Web Services. So over here, we might be thinking that, okay, so it does not really matter if let's say we are going to run on Amazon Web Service, because they can do 100% uptime instead of me trusting on my home internet, because there might be like internet lag, and after that from there your internet provider might not be as good as Amazon Web Services. And of course, I believe that you guys can do that, but over here we are going to talk about the cons about this itself. So over here, you can see that which could expose Ethereum to the centralized point of failure. So if let's say Amazon Web Service suddenly go down, basically majority, 2/3 of the Ethereum staking network itself, validators, is going to go down, and after that it's going to cause a very pain in the ass. Basically, hackers can basically manipulate if let's say they manage to have like more services or something like that on the Amazon Web Service, or let's say the Amazon Web Service went down, they managed to do something to overtake the stuff like 51% attack or something like that. And over here, we're going to talk about the next con itself. For Amazon Web Service, many people are using it to basically run their nodes, and of course, eventually, the hardware price itself, the demand itself is there, and after that, from there, the supply, it might just get stringed down because of like manufacturing chips problem and stuff like this. So Amazon might want to get more devices, therefore, it's going to cost more for them to basically get more chips because of the chip shortage and stuff like this. And after that, from there, the high cost of to run an infrastructure is more likely that the node itself would run the infrastructure with cloud computing provider like AWS, and of course making Ethereum more exposed to the central point of failure. Basically over here is basically telling you that if let's say Amazon wish to raise their price or something like that, it might happen, and after that from there people have to pay more, and after that eventually if let's say Amazon goes down, or let's say the server has something being hacked or something like that, if let's say it's being hacked, 52% of whatever Ethereum, basically there's like 2/3 of the network itself is being run on this Amazon Web Service and cloud provider. If let's say it managed to get hacked itself, people can basically use this 2/3 of Ethereum's signing keys itself to basically manipulate the network, and of course Ethereum will fail, and of course Ethereum might just go down itself. So I would say please consider running it on your home staking itself, running on your own device, and I'm going to tell you how can you do it simply by clicking a few buttons and buying. So over here, I'm going to tell you how do you do a solo staking at home itself. And after that, over here, there is the provider DAppNode itself. They are basically doing a one-stop service for Ethereum staking. And of course, there's other nodes provider as well, other validators. So over here, you can see that the easiest way to power Web3 itself is using the Intel NUC itself. If let's say you have this device, you can just simply download their software, which is open source, and after that, from there, they allow you to use it totally for free. But over here, what they are doing is they are also providing you the hardware to basically be compatible for this type of nodes that they are offering. And of course, on the node itself, on DAppNode itself, they not only have Ethereum nodes itself, they do have Bitcoin nodes, and after that, they have like pocket nodes, and after that, many more other crypto nodes out there that you can basically run, and after that, from there, generate passive income. So if you scroll down itself, you can see that DAppNode itself makes this very easy. If let's say you do not have the hardware, you can buy it from them, and of course use the link down below to basically support the channel. And of course, if you use SC Crypto itself, you can get a 75 euro off. I'm going to show you how. So over here, you can see that they are offering this DAppNode and Hopper, DAppNode and Gnosis chain. So if let's say you buy any of these devices itself, you're going to get some freebies. If let's say you get the Hopper itself, you're going to get 4 Gnosis token, and after that 965 Hopper and 500 nodes itself for free, this type of token that they're offering. And if let's say you go for the most expensive tier itself, which is $2,000, and of course there's a discount right now, I would say it's definitely a steal. Over here you can see they are offering 64 GB of RAM, and after that 4 TB of NVMe, and of course it is the Intel i7 Series 11. Then over here you can see that this is the most powerful device that they are currently offering. If let's say you wish to buy like the NUC Extreme with much more core, or maybe Intel 9 i9 series, then after that you can do like maybe 8 TB of NVMe. You can do that, it's up to you. But over here that they're offering you the minimum stats, I mean like the maximum that they predicted that the whole ecosystem is going to need. Basically 4 TB of NVMe is more than enough, and of course running it towards 8 itself is much more future proof. And of course this over here is easy to customize. You can basically switch out any parts that you want. Then over here, this over here is starting at basically 1,697 euros, and after that over here we can see that it's offering a 32 GB RAM. But over here, if let's say you're running an Ethereum 2.0, definitely get a 64 GB RAM. to basically minimize like downtime and stuff like this. So over here they also offer you 4 TB of SSD or NVMe, but I would suggest you to get the NVMe instead of the SSD, because NVMe itself is much more powerful than the SSD and it's much more future proof. So over here to basically purchase one itself is simple, just click on buy, and after that you can just over here select the cost itself. Let's say you're using Europe, your plug itself, just use it, and after that just click on buy now. Currently is basically offered as $2,020 instead of $2,395. If you click on buy now itself, enter your Ethereum address, you will basically get the Gnosis token credited to this address itself for free. And after that over here you can just enter SC crypto to get additional 75 euro off itself, and it can basically cover your shipping fees definitely. And after that I would say running this DAppNode itself, once you get the device itself, how do you run it? I'm just going to show you the interface. So the interface itself is fairly simple to use. You just download the device, and after that just type in this over here, and after that connect to the WireGuard. Then after that you can just click on like maybe your package. If let's say you want to download like any application that they are offering, so over here if let's say you want to download Ethereum itself, Ethereum staking, just click on stickers. You can click on Ethereum, then over here it's gonna do everything for you, and after that from there I would say fairly simple. It's just a few clicks, and after that a few entering of recipient, and after that your graffiti, and after that stuff like this. It's very simple to do it, and after that once you have done it itself, you are basically good to go. And of course they do have a NVMe boost itself. Basically this over here will basically increase your APR of Ethereum staking itself, if you understand what is this flash relay flash bot all about. And after that I've come to the end of the video. If you like the video, kindly leave a thumbs up to the channel, into the video itself, and of course subscribe to the channel, and do check out my Patreon, and I'm gonna see you on the next one. Bye bye, peace.